Hello everybody, I'm just going to make a whole gob of videos today. I've been working on a trailer that's had a whole bunch of interesting issues on it, and so I thought I better throw some videos out. Anyway, the first video I'm going to be doing is adjusting the run rate of the generator. This particular generator, it's a, it's a GL 7000. It's a smaller sized generator than the 11,000. And something that I've found interesting with these 7,000s is that they are running a little high on the frequency, or on the Hertz. So what we're going to do today is we're going to adjust the run rate of the generator. I'll show you here in a second. Well, this screw right here, you guys know this thing here. I've done a video on that. That like is the kill mechanism to shut down the fuel supply and subsequently turn off a generator by manually if that ever needs to be done. This bolt right here, you can see that there's a safety bolt here, and then, or like to hold it in place. The backside has one that's welded onto the bracket, and then this holds this thing right here. Now, if I push this direction, you'll see that I'm going to show you this here in a minute, but there's a little bit of play in there, which is fine. But where it's resting right now is it's running at about 63 Hertz. It's kind of on the high end of 63 Hertz. So we're going to adjust that down to be closer to 60 Hertz. Before we actually get to that point, I'll start the generator up. I've got my voltmeter plugged in, and you can see that it's set to Hertz. And then I just hooked into that plug right there. This is just those little probes that you can plug in like that. Okay, so let's go ahead and start this puppy up. Now the generator is going to be a little noisy, but I'm going to show you what the frequency is at on the voltmeter in front of me, in case you can't hear me on video once it gets started. Sometimes it's a little stubborn. Let's see. Well, and actually, I think I'm running out of fuel, so I hope I don't have to go get more fuel here in a minute. That it's running at 63.7. It's a little high. The trailer wants to disengage at 64 Hertz. So there's a reason to run this back down. Now for a minute, I'm going to just put my hand right here, and I'm just going to push on this like that. You can hear that it speeds up a little bit whenever I do that. Speeds up a little bit. If you come down and look at this right here, so I don't know how well you could hear me on the video, but I basically just came up and I pushed with my finger right there. Just that little bit of play right there was enough to cause the frequency to go up over 65 Hertz. So I'm going to pause the video right now, and then we're going to come back and finish this up. Hopefully I can get that dialed in quickly enough, and then this might be helpful for someone out there that has their generator running a little hot too. Okay, so I cranked this maybe not even a quarter turn, maybe an eighth of a turn, probably even less. It gave me just a little bit more play in this here now. See where it's resting. So let's fire this up and see how we're looking now. Okay, sorry, that was a little rough there for a minute. It's kind of hard to hold the camera and adjust a nut at the same time. So anyway, I ended up adjusting it quite a bit more than I was expecting. As you can see right there, it was almost over a full turn to be able to get to that point. We just dropped below 61 Hertz, and that's pretty good. I think, you know, it's just not as bad as it was. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to tighten this nut back up against the base of this, and that's what will hold this in position a little bit better. I'll pause it. Okay, so now you can see how much play there is in here. I don't know if I can get behind that. There's actually quite a bit more play in here. Quite a bit. I think in total I probably turned that about three full turns, which was surprising. I don't want to get all the way down to 60 Hertz because when the generator goes under load, it may drop that down a little bit. But I just didn't like the fact that it was running so close to 64 Hertz. So we're going to go ahead and start it up now. See how it's behaving. Pretty good. You can see that we're right in that 60 Hertz range. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over to the master. I just want to have some load on it. So we're gonna go, I don't know if you guys can see that, but we're gonna go down to operation, battery. I'm basically gonna start an equalization process. And by starting that equalization process, it should pull a lot of power. I'll stop it here in a second, but I wanna see how it behaves when it goes under load. And then if you go to meters and you go down to external meters, generator state, you can see here that it's, let me tell it, I might have started and stopped it too many times, so it's not going to be happy with me. So if I go to operation, generator, run, 1 hour, start. I probably need to go clear the error codes that are in there now. Nope, looks like they're clear, so that's good. Oh, and there's our generator. Okay, so it finally connected. See by the G. And it's going to start showing me how much of a load it's going to be pulling here. If I go to meters and then go to battery meters, and come down to, or sorry, not battery meters, go down to compact meters. Here's the external. So right now it's taking 1 kilowatt, and it looks like it did drop a little bit. We're down under 59.8, so there's a little bit of a drop, but the voltage regulator in the generator should do what it can to dial me into 60 Hertz. So I don't know, I'm feeling pretty good about this. I'll check to see, I'll watch it for a little bit. This will start climbing a little bit higher in a minute, and when we get under more load, I'll see if we can maintain a frequency hertz that's really close to that. So I'll let that continue to run. Hopefully you can hear me on this, and all my video or all my audio can be picked up. But if I come over here, so I tweaked it just a little bit more, and I got to about 61 Hertz, which I think is good for a running state. And if you come over here and you look at the load, right now I'm pulling 1.7. So I'll slowly increase higher and higher. But I think that's enough for this exercise, so I'm going to go ahead and tell the battery to shut down. And to do that, I go to menu 500, generator, which is menu number 540. And I'll tell it to stop. And you'll hear, I don't know if you can hear the generator letting go of the load right now. And so the G went away. And if I come over and look now, we're at 61.65, 61.6 with no load. So I think that's a good balance. I mean, we came down a full 2 Hertz. And now if I come over here and I tell this to stop a second time, it bypasses the 5-minute shutdown, which is kind of nice. When you're doing this, you can like turn it on and turn it off. And by doing a stop a second time in a row, you'll hear the generator will shut down here in a second. I did do the stop, right? I'll do it a third time. Oh, it's because I manually started it. That's why. And then let's also go shut down the battery equalization. Stop. Stop. You can see that there's no G present on the display now, which is what we want. And then because I manually started the generator, I need to manually turn it off. Anyway, you'll notice here that I tightened that up so it's nice and snug now, so this shouldn't move around on us anymore. Anyway, that's how you adjust the frequency run rate of your Kubotas. Hopefully this video is helpful. I encourage everyone to always subscribe to my channel. It helps. Plus, you get notified when I post new videos like this. I have a whole bunch more videos I'm going to post about this trailer today. Bye, everyone.